Usually I'm telling people, be on the upside of a conversation, be on the positive side of describing martial arts training or whatever you're talking about. For instance, I was teaching a couple of my students some of the things that we trained on at a recent seminar we went to with a well-known instructor. And this has nothing to do with that instructor or what or how he teaches. But it has to do with the trend involved in people who do Jeet Kune or Jun Fan Gung Fu or even any type of art where they use focus pads. Uh, Oftentimes when you're training with focus gloves and the person holding those for you is not really skilled at doing that, you're going to end up with a lot of difficulties in executing certain types of techniques, kicks, particularly when it comes into trapping hands where you're at close quarter and you need the proper, we call it energy or feed, in order to execute a particular technique. While the situation tends to be when I'm doing a pakda, and the person feeding will hold the pad at that, and my pakda is now here, about 45 degrees out of phase, or out of where it should be. It should be targeting maybe here, could be even be targeting the neck or jawline, but it's not necessarily targeting offline. It's not targeting. So when your secondary technique comes up and you go to trap that secondary hand, what can happen is it's very difficult to execute that technique correctly. The hand is just out of place. So when you're training with focus gloves, you've got to take into consideration the technique that you use. You may have to drive the impetus. If you're the person executing, you may have to force the person holding the pads to feed correctly. And the way to do that is to drive the impetus. You're attacking a particular target, force them to defend that target with the pad, and now you're in a position to properly follow up with that technique and the things that happen after that. If you're not doing that, you're going to find difficulty trying to execute what you set out to do.